Today's Stripe Show podcast is brought to you by About Golf Simulators. Today's Stripe Show podcast is brought to you by Hack Motion. And we're back, Stripe Show podcast on a Wednesday. I'm your host, Travis Fulton. Joined today in studio, early Wednesday morning. Got him out of bed. Yes. There he is, Matt Every, two-time winner on the PGA Tour. Thanks for coming in, man.
Dude, thanks for having me. Long time coming.
I know. Yeah. I know. I've had the studio for probably a year and a half, and I've been texting with you. I was like, man, you gotta come see this, and your guys' podcast, of course.
Dude, this is a killer setup you have here.
Thank you.
I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Your guys' podcast is up and running, and
straight down the middle-ish. We're moving along, and clothing line, Live Forever Golf. That's kind of where I'm putting most of my time today. We're head first in it right now.
So no more golf? I mean, you're
not now. I mean, I'm not getting in anything. If I want to do Q school, dude, second stage isn't until like late November this year. It's kind of weird. So it's a good time for me to kind of put everything I got into the clothing line. It's myself and two of my buddies, and we are, dude, it's every day.
Yeah. This is now you're in the grind with us, man. This is like
that's right.
The grind, the podcast world.
The podcast grind.
Well, I appreciate you coming in.
You got it.
I want to talk about all things golf. The Ryder Cup, of course.
Yeah.
We've been out there on the podcast, on the team, the 6 picks. I want to get your thoughts on that. But before we get to that, I got to talk about your Florida Gators. Christmas. What is going on with Gator
football?
I
don't know, dude. I don't know if that Napier guy's the answer. Every time he talks, I feel like I'm listening to Kamala Harris. It's tough. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of the year goes, but it ain't looking too hot right now. I'm all in on the Jags.
All right, look at that. So you got your Jags helmet here. It all starts tomorrow. Chiefs, Lions. I head out to Seattle on Saturday for week 1. Seahawks. It's gonna be fun.
Taking the fam?
Yeah, no. Well, I'm taking my son Banks, and this will be his first experience in Seattle. But the NFL's here. It starts tomorrow. College football is off and running.
Can't wait.
And then right around the corner, we've got the Ryder Cup, which is at Marco Simone in Italy. I've got it pulled up here in the backdrop in my About Golf simulator. Gonna be playing a little bit of that later on today. And I've been going through the course a little bit. And I haven't played it in person, but now I've played it on the simulator. And I'm kind of envisioning how they're going to set this thing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be bomb and gouge. It's not going to be whistling straights where it's like, hey, guys, get the driver, let the big dog hunt.
It's going to be the opposite.
No rough. Let's keep the green, keep the flags maybe pretty vanilla, and let's go.
Yeah.
Take the doors off.
Yeah.
This one, there's some dog legs. There's some blind shots. It looks like you can, go ahead and bite that off. You want to go ahead and bite that off a little bit. And then it looks like, and then we'll just go ahead and pinch that fairway in some more. And the rough, on the simulator, looks insane. I think it's going to be a little tricked up off the tee.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it plays out. But there's no way they're going to let these guys just take the doors and say, hey, hit it as far as you can.
I don't think so either. I don't know a ton about the course as well. We see the first hole here on the simulator.
So this is 18.
Oh, 18.
Yeah, that's 18. That's the par 5.
From what I do know, it's a bit of a plotter's course, and I have seen some videos of the rough there already, and it's pretty nasty.
Oh, it's going to be nasty. Yeah, I mean, it looks like St. Augustine grass on
bro, some of these guys are so sick. They're gonna. It don't matter what they do. They're gonna pound driver.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have. Well,
they'll just figure it out.
They're gonna hit. Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna hit driver for the most part. It's hard to say without being there, but especially in the team competition and the best ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll probably see more drivers. I think when you go to the alternate shot, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But let's get into the team.
Okay.
You've got your 6 qualifiers.
Yeah.
Right there. Scotty Scheffler, Wyndham Clark, Brian Harmon, Patrick Cantlay, Max Homa, Xander Schauffele. Those are your top 6. Cool to see Harmon on there, right? The lefty.
Yeah,
I know he's a Georgia Bulldog.
No, dude, he's my buddy. I mean, we're the same age. I've played golf with him for 25 years. I don't care where he went to college. He's my friend first. That's really cool to see him on. I'm actually in the boat where I wish there was no captain's picks.
Really?
Travis. Yeah.
No. Wait. You want to just go top 12
Let's
straight
just
down?
rip the 12 straight down. Get rid of the politics.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for you, if you went top 12, you'd go Koepka, Spieth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you care at all that he played at Live? I mean, it doesn't even matter to you.
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay, you just want the top guys, right? So Koepka.
Well, yeah. In this case, that argument probably doesn't hold true now that we have 2 separate tours.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe in years past I would want the top 12, but now, with Live, those guys are kind of screwed because they don't really have any opportunities to.
Well, Koepka went in the PGA. He still finished 7th.
Yeah.
And then you got Spieth, 8th, who obviously was picked.
Mm-hmm.
In your theory, then Cameron Young would be on there at 9.
Yeah.
Morikawa at 10. Keegan would be on there at 11, and then Burns. So that would mean that there would be no Fowler
and
no Justin Thomas if you just went straight down. So you just like, hey, guys, play it off. Earn your way on 12th. There's your 12th.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I think they should do it on both sides like that.
Well, the other side,
they do it way weird. Hold on. So, JT at 15.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel bad for Keegan Bradley in all this, man. He didn't, there was a lot of, I'm going to go on a little rant.
Okay, go for it.
I guess, leading up to the playoffs this year, I felt like there was a ton of politicking going on, and the media plays a big part in this.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Justin was on the outside looking in, but you didn't really hear Keegan campaigning for the Ryder Cup. I didn't hear Sam Burns campaigning for the Ryder Cup. I really didn't hear anyone. Mm-hmm. Ricky,
mm-hmm.
Of course they would all love to play, but it just felt like the squeaky wheel might have got the oil here a little bit.
So JT was out campaigning for this thing.
Well, I don't know if it was intentional, but he got asked about it a ton, and his face is in front of the media a ton. And I mean, he flat out said at Greensboro he'd rather play on the Ryder Cup than win the FedEx qualify for the playoffs. I mean,
I'm sure Jay loved that.
Yeah.
Well, look, here's my theory on it. I did an all things Ryder Cup last week. I think it was on Wednesday. I took all the criteria that I thought was there.
Mm-hmm.
Zach kind of was when he went out there and said, hey, here's the criteria. It was kind of like wishy-washy, almost smoke and mirrors on, what went into these selections.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And at the end of the day, when I take this criteria and I lay it out and then I start putting check marks on how these guys were picked, I mean, the number one thing that just continued to show up was basically whether or not you're just part of this, let's say, quote, the good old boys club, right? And are you part of this inner circle of guys that are buddies, that are friends, that, have done some of this stuff in the past? And so if you were on the outside of that looking in, like a Keegan Bradley, no matter how well you played, oh, by the way, won twice this year.
I have no clue how you leave Keegan Bradley off the team. The guy is a total gamer, too.
I know. And by the way, loves the Ryder Cup. Hasn't even unpacked his bag from the last time he was there years ago.
I love that post that he put out.
I know.
About that.
I got to tell you, man, like in all the years I've been following professional golf, I don't think I could feel any worse for someone than I do than Keegan Bradley right now. Honestly.
Yeah, he got hosed. I mean, you got Cam Young 2 spots above him.
I mean, I can. Okay, so Cam Young finished 9th. I can see where Cam Young got left off this. I cannot, for any reason at all, any of the criteria other than he doesn't fit in that locker room with those guys, that he's not part of that crew, the good old boy. That's the only piece of the puzzle, the only box he didn't check. That's it.
Because who was Keegan when Keegan was on the Ryder? Who was his guys in the President's Cup and the Ryder Cup? It was like Phil. Who else was kind of in Keegan's crew there? Maybe.
I mean, Phil was kind of his guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think him and Phil were pretty close. I mean, let me go back to my notes here for a second. With
Travis, I'm just going any sport too. If you're going in competition, like if I'm playing pickup hoops, I'm taking Keegan Bradley on my team.
Yeah.
I just know he's gonna. Not that all these guys are gonna give it their all, but he's got something on the inside for sure.
Check out these stats. Keegan Bradley this year.
All right, let's hear it.
Strokes gain off the tee, 41st.
Okay.
Strokes gain approach, 43rd. Strokes gain putting, 21st. I mean, those are the three stats that I see.
That's hard to mess up.
I'm sorry, it's total driving. Total driving, which is power and accuracy, 41st. Like, that's going to be a huge stat at Marcus Simone. We know approach is huge, 43rd. Got to make some putts in the Ryder Cup, 21st. Like, what am I missing? Like, okay, how about recent play? Finished ninth at the Tour Championship. How about wins? He was second. How about points? He was 11th. I mean, okay, what am I missing? How about experience Ryder Cup? He's 4-3-1. It's the most unfortunate, glaring example of that someone doesn't fit in this group, therefore wasn't picked. So let me ask you, you've been out there. Go ahead.
Let me add on to that real quick. So do you think the top 6 guys, do you think Zach went, okay, let's just go top 6 guys. Do you think Zach went to them and go, hey guys, are you all right with Brooks Koepka being on this team?
100%.
Yeah. Do you think he went to them and said that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I do too.
100%.
So they all clearly said yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would.
Yep.
Do you think he did that for all the guys or just Brooks because he's on LIV?
I don't know if he maybe asked him like specifically of
because
one person.
Because if that's the case, then that club does exist.
Oh, it exists. You don't think it exists?
I think it exists.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've been out there. I was just going to ask.
It exists all over the industry.
It exists all over the industry.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it, which I'll share some examples of that here a little bit later. But here's how I think it went down. And I don't know this. I'm just, on the outside looking in. I think one of the key things, Matt, is that they had to figure out who was going to play with Scottie Scheffler.
Okay.
And I think Zach went to Scottie and was like, okay, what are your thoughts? Give me your thoughts on some of these selections and who you think should be on the team. Do you know who Scotty's tight with is Sam Burns.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Sam Burns, who finished 12th, had obviously did some nice things, had the one win at the match play.
Yeah, it would have been very easy to leave off.
Yeah, I think you could justify it. Just
as easy as Cam Young.
Yeah, I think not quite as easy. I wouldn't say quite as easy as Cam Young, but I think you could make the case to okay, Ricky's going to leapfrog Burns.
You just kind of had a feeling Ricky was going to.
Oh yeah, Ricky's
the whole time.
I'm okay with Ricky. I mean, you look at Ricky's stats. Listen to these stats. 26 in total drive.
Mm-hmm.
9th in approach, 45th in putting.
I'm okay with Ricky too, by the way.
Yeah.
Just because I want the top 12 ripped off it to avoid politics, I'm still in fine.
The only thing that Ricky's blunder is he's 3-7-5 at the Ryder Cup. Hasn't been great. So, all right, I'm okay with Ricky. I am. I'm okay with Ricky. I think Ricky.
Do we have past records on Keegan? Do you have that?
Yeah, Keegan's 4-3-1.
What about Justin?
Justin is 6-2-1.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. No, Justin. Hey, look, Justin's played pretty darn well in team competition. There's no doubt about it. Now, Justin also had pretty good form those years going into those competitions, right? So we don't know. Can Justin just flip the switch and be like, "Hey, I'm Justin Thomas again"? We'll have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Thomas total driving 66, approach 44, putting 144th.
Wow, how is that possible then?
Listen,
he's so good. I've done a little TV in the last couple of years, and I'm getting if I'm doing it, I'm getting a guy like Justin Thomas. I'm getting a chance. He always hits the correct shot,
right?
Always, because he has it.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone out there has the correct shot. Mm-hmm. That guy, when he's clicking, there's like 3 or 4 guys when they're clicking, nobody can touch him, and he's definitely one of those guys. Yeah, it's just shocking to me that he was so far down all year.
Yeah, it's been a bad year.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it. And what's hard with Thomas is it's been bad through the back. I mean, it's like his driver, his iron game. No, I mean, I say 44th for JT. That's not a good year for JT. JT is a top 3.
He's world class across the board.
Top 3 or 5 iron player in the world. Putting 144th. God. I worry about JT's driver. I worry about JT's putting at this course.
How old is Justin? 20? He's in his 20s.
Yeah, he's almost 20. Just high 20s, 28.
Okay, this might 27. Be the first time. Like we saw with Spieth, he struggled a little bit there for a while. Yeah. This is the first time they really developed any scar tissue.
Right,
and he's definitely steadied the boat.
Yeah.
Spieth has.
Yeah.
this Ryder Cup week for Justin's career, like he'll be fine. But
you think so?
Well,
okay.
I think he'll be fine long term. But this is the first
long term.
This is the first. Man, if shit goes south over there for him, it could leave a little scar tissue for him, and let's see how he handles it.
Everybody goes through.
He's never really been through real struggles.
Right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Everybody goes through struggles, right, man, on tour. I mean, you've been out there long enough.
It's impossible not to.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
The game is too hard. It's going to get you. You guys are so good. You're competing against world-class players week in and week out. I mean, it's going to beat you down a little bit at some point, right? Yeah. And so, yeah, every great player is going to have some struggle. Tiger had some struggle. Phil's had struggle.
It's part of life.
It's part of life.
Yeah. Life is gonna have life gets struggle. In the way in golf too.
The difference with like a Spieth when he went through his struggles, we weren't then asking him to play in the Ryder Cup.
Right.
The difference with Ricky Fowler is when he went through those struggles, we weren't asking him then to play in the Ryder Cup. Justin Thomas's struggle, we're now saying, oh, yeah, we get that. Yeah. But we're gonna now ask you to play. Okay, so and that's a concern. Can he turn it around? Of course he can. He's part of the fabric of the great golf that's been played in American golf. So it'll be happening. I'll tell you the other one I'm a little bit worried about. I'm worried about Spieth in this golf course.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about Spieth in the driver.
It's off the tee for you.
I'm a little worried with off the tee. And frankly, I'm a little worried with putting. I mean, here's Spieth's stats. Total driving 112, approach 66, putting 80. Now, Spieth has a way of looking like he's playing some bad golf and shooting 68. Like
that's why I'm not worried about it.
Okay, so he can turn things into a solid round that looks like it's horrific.
If you're going out there on a Tuesday and on a normal week and you're looking for a partner to go gamble against two other guys. Well, I'm not necessarily. Yes, he would be one of them for sure. Yeah. I don't give a shit how he's playing.
Yeah, okay.
Like I'm going to take him because I know he's got some dog in him when he needs it.
He does. Yeah, he's got dog. Brooks has got dog 5 times.
Oh yeah, well, this is a perfect example right there. Yeah. The guy doesn't need any form.
Yeah, Brooks is a dog, and.
HackMotion is an innovative wrist analysis sensor and app that measures players' wrist and hand movement in the golf swing. With audio feedback and different drill modes, it offers the capability to improve players' wrist mechanics in the golf swing to provide a better club face control and impact position. HackMotion can be used for both full swing and putting to cover all golf shots. HackMotion is used by some of the top golf coaches today around the world. Visit hackmotion.com.
I feel pretty comfortable with Morikawa as well.
Is Max Homa a dog?
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think Max down the stretch looks like he's coming for you.
Yeah.
I don't think Xander's a dog. I think Xander's great in team competition. I think Xander's so good and is like the steady rock, and him and Cantlay make things work. But I think individually down the stretch, winning golf tournaments, I don't think he's like a dog.
Yeah. What about Cantlay?
More so.
Yeah, same.
More so. Yeah. Now those two together, it's like Fleetwood and Molinari used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, those two are like,
they're like best friends too.
An absolute force.
Yeah.
Those guys will be playing together. You can count on
I'm
that.
a massive Patrick Cantlay fan.
Are you really?
Oh, of his golf, everything.
How come?
I just love the way he does his shit. He's quiet. He's had plenty of chances to be rattled by what people say about him. I think he's gotten treated extremely unfairly with the slow play.
Yeah.
And I'm way against slow play, but there are way worse offenders than Patrick Cantlay.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. And he is elite.
Have you ever seen a player in a like on a tee and there's a slow player in front of you and like yell like, come on?
Yeah.
Like, is there ever that on tour where it's like, really, dude?
Yeah.
Hit the ball.
But usually that person doesn't have the self-awareness.
Really?
They don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
No. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I mean, it's the most selfish thing you can do as a pro golfer is being a slow player.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
Affecting the rest of the field.
Yeah, it's true. So let's go back to Bradley.
All right.
this good old boys club.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little cliquish out there, right? Like everybody's kind of got their group and this and that. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you look at the selections that the number one criteria was, does that person fit in the locker room? Are we buddies with them? Do we want to hang out with them? I would even take it as far as like, you know, like we're going to be hanging with his wife and they're part of the crew.
Yeah.
And like, I honestly think like all of that kind of plays into this. Now, more so about the player, and do we want to go to battle with this guy, and do we like this guy, and this and that. And no matter how well a person played, like Keegan, 2 wins.
Yeah.
Lucas Glover, 2 wins.
That's another guy. You wouldn't talk about, I mean.
Yeah. And so it doesn't matter how well you play. It doesn't matter the form you're showing down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
What matters is whether you fit. So it leads me to think, because of this, like this, to me, this team was picked a month ago. It was picked a month ago. You can't tell me any different.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never again do I want to hear on the U.S. side, well, we'll see how they play down the stretch. Things, no, I don't want to hear it.
It doesn't matter.
I don't want to hear it.
Mm-mm.
And you know what?
I mean, Lucas Glover proved that.
Right. Yeah. And you know what, Matt? Like it's look, this exists in every facet of business, in every level of golf. Like this club or this membership status or whatever it is. Like it kind of protects certain people, whether you're in that group, or you're not. I mean, like. For me, it was just unfortunate, right? Because when you look at it from a team aspect, and I've never played in the Ryder Cup, like nowhere even close. But how close were you? Did you ever?
I got fitted for clothes one year.
What year was that?
I don't know, maybe 15.
Really?
Yeah, I was.
Were you like
top? I don't know what I was on the points. I just won Bay Hill, and I had I was 14. Yeah. So yeah, I had enough points to where it was like realistic that I could have made it, but that was by far my only sniff at it. I played the Walker Cup one year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that comeback?
God, how about the courses they get to play?
Oh my gosh.
Next year is at freaking Cypress Point.
That is unbelievable. This Gordon Sargent kid.
There's a few on that team.
This
Gordon
he looks
Sargent special.
Oh man, he's the real deal. 4-0. The kid hits it a country. I don't think I've ever seen someone hit it like so casually 350 in my life.
And he's got the best body ever for golf too.
It's like he's like, wait, that ball went 350, and he was like, oh, yeah.
I know he's skinny right now, but I could see him ended up being like Dustin kind of build. You know, once that kid starts hitting the weights a little, gets a trainer,
he can be special.
He's going to be ridiculous.
He can be special. Yeah, that was a great comeback. That was awesome to watch. And you know, look, the U.S. team's kind of dominating right now the Walker Cup, and hopefully
I hate when it's one-sided.
Well, it's been one-sided on the road for the Ryder Cup. We haven't won there in 30 years in foreign soil. Gosh, someone should go there and like do some counsel for these young Walker Cups. Like, hey guys, if you want to play the Ryder Cup, you need to kind of be able, you need to get friends with like the inner circle. Like they should start that counsel right now.
You need to go on vacation and take pictures.
Right. That's right. You
want
need
to get on the Ryder
get
Cup.
to know, get to know Jordan, get to know Ricky, get to know JT. Probably should know Smiley. Like
go to a few Bible studies.
I mean, that's just, you got to get in. Let's just call it the way it is. So you go back to this, this good old boys club, whether you're part of it or not. And it's like, I get it. It's part of it. Maybe this is what the USA team needs. Like we need to come together in the camaraderie. But to me, like I look at like coming together and being a team. I look at it as like the culture of the team itself that's being set down by this task force and the captains, right? And the assistant, like there should be this overarching approach to the culture of what we want the team to be. Yeah. And welcome in all facets of life, all kinds of people. Yeah. Right. Just because
I think it is, there's so much, I've never been a part of one. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. But I think there's so much overkill in this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man.
So like I'm beating a dead horse right now.
Well, I think overkill and like assistant captains, bringing in guys to give speeches. I mean, what kind of captain do you have if you need to do that shit? Like seriously, if I was a captain, I'm gonna get my 12 guys and I'm gonna make sure they want to be out there. I'll figure it out, man. I mean, it ain't that hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Stop acting like we're curing cancer out there.
Right.
Making up pods.
Right.
Well, I mean,
right. And like the assistant captains, I mean, like they're all kind of like buddies, right? I mean, like Freddie, like I know is cool and like should be part of it, but like who's Freddie friends with? He's friends
remember
with.
when Freddie said that Cam Young was going to be in?
I know. That's funny. That's funny. And Freddie and Furyk, right? And Strick, Zach. Now here comes, I think, Stuart Sink's part. Like, so there's like it's a tight bond, and these guys build that over time. I get that, but I just think like the best teams, and you look at the European team, these guys are coming from all kind. They're coming from all different countries, different walks of life, and they're able to create this culture and this identity as a team that brings in all of these different characters, and they bond together. And yeah, they do get tight. And I do know, like, okay, we're going to bring Ian in, even though he hasn't had the best year, because Poulter's a great Ryder Cup player, this and that. And so I get that to some degree. But what it feels like on the U.S. side is not so much about the culture. It's more about whether or not you're a friend.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's where I just that's where I push back a little bit on the Good Old Boys Club, is that it's not so much that the culture and the identity of the USA team and welcoming in everybody in all walks of life, right? And I know you're not the best of friends maybe with this person, but we're going to welcome you in. And we're going to go to battle together.
Right, we're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. No different than like an NFL team. No different than
right. You think everyone in
team.
the Jaguars locker room gets along with each other, like, or no?
Are they just drafting guys that are buddies?
Right. It doesn't work that way. But we're a brotherhood when we get here.
Right.
Let's figure it out.
Let's figure it out. That's right. And to me, that's where like the identity and the culture really starts to spawn off, is when you can create that kind of environment, right? Now, some teams are better at that than others, right? In identifying what it is that you stand for and bringing those people in and having strong leaders to rally that. And that to me is where the strongest bond comes together, not just, you know what, JT's our boy. Max Homa, he's our prom king. Stop.
He's our prom king.
Stop. God.
I've never heard that.
It's that's what Zach said.
Oh,
that's
did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's our prom king. I was like, it's just.
It is. I will say, I love Zach Johnson, but in front of the camera, Zach and Luke Donald, it ain't even close, dude. It's not even close. And Luke has I bet those guys are going to have a blast playing for him. He has so much charm. He's going to be welcoming to all of them. I mean,
guy's awesome.
He really is.
He is. He's awesome. He's been on the pod. I love him. I met him once before through Golf Channel. Then I asked him to come on the pod last year, and he came on, and he was just like, "Man, this dude is just."
I got to see
awesome.
Manny Vijay, Camilo's brother Manuel. He caddies a little bit. He's currently caddies for Siwoo. But he was caddying for Luke a little bit, maybe a couple years ago. And Manny and I, he went to Florida with me. We were boys. He would send me. I got to like see videos of all Luke's practice sessions and just positions he's in the short game. It is
unbelievable.
Nuts. Yeah, like he'll be fully released here, and the face is dead. It's dead shut to me. I could be way off, but I'm like, how do you do that, dude?
what is he like, hitting like a little drop?
No, it's like a bunker shot. And his freaking arms are completely rolled over, and it's like, what? How do you even get in those spots? But he's a wizard.
He is a wizard. Around the green, on the green, he's the number one player in the world.
Yeah, he's a sweet guy too, man. He's a total ace.
You make a good point. Press conferences right now. It's Europe 1, USA 0.
Yeah, well, also to be fair to Zach, where you have a Iowa accent and an English accent.
Well,
it's not even.
No. I don't think it's about the accent. I think it's about. I think it's about being comfortable.
I know it's not about the accent.
I know, but I think it's about the comfort of. This is our team and who we are, and we stand by it. Versus with Luke, I felt like, we looked at this criteria and this and that, and I had to make a decision, and these are my decisions, and here's why. I know someone was left off, like Adrian Moronk, who or even a Yannick Paul, but this is like it was to the point. This is who we are, and this is why we made our selection. Zach was like, it was, we looked at a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And, there was an algorithm or something that was about the court. I'm not sure what it was, but so like, it was just like, what? And so you just kind of walk away from that and thinking,
oh, like AI picked this team.
Well, yeah, it's like he was an extension of basically the locker room and saying, go out there and say something and blow some smoke around and make him think that we actually, didn't pick this team 2 months ago. And that's what I don't know why, it just bothers me. It just does. It bothers me, the good old boys club. It bothers me that a player like Keegan Bradley, because he's not part of that group, is not going to make the team. It sends the wrong example. And I think the roots of the team, of the U.S. team, although I agree with the camaraderie, the principles of how they're going about it, I disagree with.
Yeah. And you can say what you want. Keegan take the high road, Zach takes the high road, but this is going to, I don't know what kind of relationship those two had before this, but it will 100% affect their relationship, the rest of their lives with each other. And they're going to be seeing plenty of each other. I actually just did this. I played in this outing. It was for the Nicholas Children's Hospital up in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Jack spoke the night before at a dinner, and Ryder Cup got brought up, and he said one of the years he was a captain, he didn't select he had 2 picks, and he didn't take the 11th guy, and I don't know who it was. He didn't say. Yeah. But he was like, it definitely.
Sure. Of course it does.
He said, I felt.
Yep.
No, the rest of my life, our relationship was different. He didn't like it. And he's also a proponent for right off the rip, 12 no picks.
Oh, really? That's what he said.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No picks. Just rip 12.
That's what Jack Nicklaus said. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you're taking all the politics out of it.
Yeah.
If you want to be on that team, you better play some golf. You better go play some tournaments, and you got to rack up some points.
It certainly speaks volumes to getting out there and playing on tour and like playing the big tournaments and you gotta qualify your way you're on. And there's no wiggle room, when it comes to that.
What was
I don't know how I feel about that.
What was very surprising to me too on that list. I was looking at it maybe the start of the playoffs. Will Zalatoris was like 16 or 17 on that list and hadn't played golf all
19
year
right now.
And that is nuts, dude.
I know. I saw him
right behind Ricky Fowler going into the playoffs.
Right behind Russell Henley.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only 3 spots behind Lucas Glover.
But I mean, what a heater he was on.
I know. Yeah. It'd be interesting if he was in the mix, right? Like if he would have played, not got hurt, you would think Will Zalatoris would easily be in the top 10.
I know this is off the top of it. What is the latest with Zalatoris?
No, he's swinging. I just saw a swing. Yeah, his coach Troy Denton just posted a swing of his a couple days ago.
Troy Denton, UNLV. Or is it Texas Tech or UNLV? No, UNLV. He was Ryan Moore's teammate. I played against him in college, I think. Yeah. Good dude. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Troy. I sent him a note the other day. And that Will was out hitting some wedges, so that's a good sign. Yeah, I mean, I think Will would definitely be on this team, and Sam Burns might have been the one out. Yeah, looking in. Although Scotty might have campaigned and said, "No, he's my boy, he's my dog. That's the guy I'm playing with.
He's part of my team that needs to be on here." So it's amazing, the cloud. I mean, look, this good old boys. You're part of the group, or you're not, and if you're not, then you're going to be penalized for that, no matter how good you are, or how well you played, or how good you are at your job. It's just total BS. Like, and I'll give you another example. Okay, I'll give you another example in our business and ironically, it's part of the PGA, right? And so, like in our business, you can be a PGA pro, right? Or you're not a PGA pro. I'm not a PGA pro. I've been in the industry for 23 years.
And never have been one.
I took my player's ability test right after I graduated college. Won it, by the way. That's actually when I could play golf.
Nice flex.
And I got to flex. I got to flex at some point. It might have been my biggest tournament ever. But and then I didn't go through with it.
Okay.
I moved to Arizona. This is when teaching full time was kind of like, not many people were doing it other than like a David Ledbetter or Rich Harmon. And so like this group was starting to travel and teach. And so I jumped on with them, and like in time, as I kind of got going, I was like, I just want to teach. Like, I didn't really want to do the rest of that other,
The rest
in
of the
shop.
duties with the PGA. Yeah.
But also, I was like, I have a business management degree. I just went 4 years of college. And so, like, that means something too, right? And so I'm going to teach, and I'm going to go through, and I'm just going to spend my money on these certifications and really learn how to teach. And that's what I did. And so I just kind of went through my career, and I didn't do it. And I got penalized for it with certain opportunities.
Like missing out on opportunities.
Oh, sure.
You weren't like PGA, you weren't in the program.
That's right. And so, like, this isn't like, I think PGA does a nice job in many, many ways. And I think there's tons of very, very qualified PGA members. Like, this is not a shot at PGA at all.
Yeah.
But my point is that in our industry, like, you are looked very differently if you're not in the PGA program.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. And so, like, I lose out on certain things, not necessarily like PGA ran things, but just other things that are in golf that they're questioning, are you PGA pro? I'm like, or a PGA member? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Well, does that matter? Like, well, yeah, well, why?
The members.
Like, I've been in the
That's the answer you're probably
I've been in the industry for 20
like
years. I've done it all. Like, I've been on the golf. I was an employee at Golf Channel. I ran the PGA Tour Academies, TPC. So, like, got my own business here, and it's like, I guess I just don't understand why we would look at someone and say, well, because you're not that, we can't hire you and make you part of our group here.
Attention golfers, if you're looking to upgrade your game with a set of high-quality clubs that are blazing fast, beyond forgiving, and beautifully made, check out the all-new PXG Gen 6 golf clubs. Not only are they easy to hit, they deliver outstanding distance and incredible accuracy, lowering your scores and bringing you more fun on the golf course. What more could you want? Schedule your Gen 6 fitting today at pxg.com or by calling 844-PLAY-PXG.
It's funny, when I was hiring people
there's so many examples of that.
when I was running the PGA Tour Academies and I started hiring young teachers, I took a beating
for
hiring. I hired, let's see, over the years, let's put a number out. I probably hired 30 teachers, 40 teachers. Let's say 40. I probably hired 40 teachers. And of the 40, I would say 8 to 10 were not PGA. Okay. And so I hired a lot of qualified people that were in the PGA, but I also had a lot of interesting people coming in that had a real passion to teach that were not PGA. One of them still works for me here today. One of the top junior teachers in Jacksonville, and has been teaching for 17 years, And so, like, he was one of them.
Dave Myers.
Yeah, Dave Myers. He had very little experience. There was a couple others at that time, but you know what? They were like, you could tell they had passion. Like, they were like, put me in.
Yeah.
Coachable, hardworking.
I'm getting there one day. Maybe 3 or 4 years. I'm dead serious.
Okay.
I want to work with kids that have a chance. I've made a ton of mistakes in my life and career, but I'm also, I think I'm aware enough I'm aware of those mistakes, and I would never, like my son, I'm going to steer him clear of the shit that got in my way.
Right.
But I would love to work with 13 to 18-year-old kids that have a real drive for this, and maybe not even on the swing, a little on the swing, but there's so much more that goes into it than making sure this position right here is correct.
Yeah. Are you in the PGA?
I think I am, like a certain. Oh, dude, I'm the wrong guy to.
All right, but I can't. Stuff. I can't hire you then if you're not.
All right. Can I pay for it?
but you see my point. Like, I am one. Like, look, yes, I want to know about your experience, and that has value. There's some value there. I'm not saying there isn't. Right? There's a lot of value there. But it's not the end of all of picking someone or hiring someone.
Yeah.
And that's what I just will never understand. I don't like the tone of, because you're my boy, I'm going to pick you. I don't like the tone of, because you're my boy, I'm going to hire you. I don't like the tone of, because you're in this program or not, I'm going to hire and hire.
That's lazy on the superior's end.
It's not the right way, man. It's not the right thing to do. And so,
do you think it's going, as far as the PGA of America, do you you think it's heading more and more in that direction, or starting to go the other way? Because I heard from someone pretty high up in there that the head pros right now, it's about 50-50 that are
Is it
PGA of America or like you.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if I hope. What I hope for is that, we, as an industry, we're hiring talented, qualified, motivated people. That's what I hope for.
Yeah.
And so, how can you attract that and bring that in to make your business run more efficiently and better? Is great for the industry, right?
Yeah.
And so I think the trickle down to that is the example on the pro golf side is, we're not talking where you're a PGA member now. We're talking, are you my dog?
Yeah.
You're my boy. I like hanging out with you and your wife, and this is going to be fun, and this is going to be a vacation. Oh, by the way, we're going to win the Ryder Cup too. And I hope they will. I think they will. They're so damn talented. They're the overwhelming favorite.
Are they really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. They're the overwhelming favorite. So I think they're going to win. I just don't like the politics of it. I know it's part of it, and that's my rant for the day. So yeah, I think the USA wins. I think Europe puts up a good fight. I think Europe, Ludwig Aberg, they picked him, talented young player, just won over there. Like, Nikolai Hogard's going to be on the team. Like they have some inexperience. It's going to be interesting to watch them play.
Yeah.
I think here's where I'll finish with this. I think it's going to be fun to watch Aberg and Hogard, two youngsters on the European tour, and see how they handle themselves. I had Aberg on the pod right before he turned pro. The dude is an A+.
Polished.
Oh,
yeah.
Geez. This kid is unbelievable.
Dude, Brian Harmon, it could be sick over there.
Okay, so I think on our team, obviously JT, like, what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
I'm very interested in Harmon.
Yeah.
And I'm very interested to see how Scheffler putts.
Okay.
If in the shaft more forward, the club head is swinging more down, my head's going to explode when I see him over there. Anyway, that's for another day. Like, I think Wyndham Clark's becoming the real deal. He's becoming the real deal.
I thought that for a while. Before he won the Open, like maybe a few months before, I was talking with Drew Slees, and I said, would you take here forward Max Homa or Wyndham Clark's career? And he said, Wyndham's my boy, but I would take Max.
Oh, really?
I was like, I don't know, dude.
That's a really interesting question.
Yeah. But Harmon,
okay.
Zach living in Sea Island, Harmon's there. Obviously, he knows Harmon's got a ton. I mean, he went to Georgia, but he is like the definition of a bulldog on a golf course. Yeah. I would put him out every session.
Yeah. I'm really interested to watch him play, and I'm interested in obviously what JT does. Look, man,
it's a big spot for Justin.
It's a big spot, and this is the big spot. Yesterday, he posted those videos with the swing noodles. It was awesome. I love Justin Thomas when he posts videos. Like, I think it's fantastic. I'm pulling for him.
Gives you content.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But man, Keegan Bradley, come on the podcast. Let's talk about it. Let's blow things up.
He's too classy. He's not going to do that.
He's too classy. Yeah, but I feel
we'll do it for you, Keegan.
All right. Matt Every, thanks for joining me, man.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.